Oh, hello there. Welcome to another morning. Thursday is here. Thursdays are special for me.
Oh, it's your day? Oh.
I'm a yow. So, Charlie, Thursdays are very, very, very special days for me. And today is another Thursday. So, every week I celebrate my birthday once.
Is it? You are a yow or I'm a yow?
Yow.
Oh, okay.
So, I am a yow.
Okay, all right.
Oh, it came out as I'm a yow. Maybe I should add that to my name. Maybe I should add it. But, you know, this coincidence is happening. I don't know whether it's the
Which one is that like?
Because I've noticed sometimes we all deck. I think there was a time we did. Was it green or something? And
something
today,
like that.
When I saw you, I was just thinking, okay.
Yeah, maybe because we spoke yesterday, so you know.
We've been in India, almost shot at the crow. Anyway, it's
okay, I'll be
Nimana. Okay,
I'll be Nim.
What are you
Is it because of the mask? Like I'm hearing.
What are you hearing this morning? You're hearing strange things. We all forget you. Listen, you remember that thing back then? Obini Ninia, almost shot at the crow. That's what I said. Like, Obinim.
Aye.
Don't let anyone appear in your dreams, I beg you. Anyway, here we are, another brilliant morning. Thank you for joining us on the News Review. I have the Ghanaian Times newspaper, the Business Finder, the Daily Statesman, and the Daily Dispatch. Mama.
Yeah, before we start though, I've got a shout out. I don't want to say happy birthday to Martha Krentel Aqua, editor with Adom TV. I don't want to say that. I want to say happy birthday to our dear Martha Krentel Aqua. Today is your birthday. From all of us at JoyNews, even though you left us, we're wishing you a happy, happy, happy birthday. And just know that we love you. Martha is still with us, even though she's with Adom, our sister station, but it's her birthday today. We celebrate you today, Martha. Enjoy your day.
Well, today, just because you brought this up, it's a bittersweet day for me as well. Because if my father had been alive, today would have been his birthday.
Aww.
It's just a month separating my dad's birthday and my mom. The same day, but different months. Aww. Very close by. Affable fellow. But hey, that is life.
But I like the fact that you remember him and, you know, like you're smiling. You know, you're happy, which is a good thing. Yeah.
It's been a long time, but
rest in peace.
Wonderful image stamped on us. Okay, let's delve into the paper.
All right, let me start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, Galamsey fight hasn't failed. That's according to Minister Designate for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapo. Mahama Electoral Commission, Kufuor Supreme Court in closing addresses. There's a special supplement on insurance in the paper today. COVID-19 vaccination starts Tuesday in the center spread. Well, that's the special pullouts on insurance. Let's do the back page. Media denied access to Carl Rindolph Park. Why? Well, sports journalists who thronged the Carl Rindolph Park at Dansuman to cover the Premier League clash between Liberty Professionals and Hearts of Oak were denied entry and left stranded outside the stadium following the refusal of the home side to grant the media access. Well, interesting. Wafa Tham Karela at Sogakofe. Oh, my Karela. Oh.
I should this one.
I should stay with my Hearts of Oak. Oh, Charlie. But listen, Wafa is not a small side. They are not cheap like that. They are not cheap.
Where are they on the log now? Where exactly are they on the log now?
9. Wafa is 9 on the table.
No, they usually give some teams a very hard time. The Kotokos and the rest, they can give you a very hard time.
Yeah. But Kerala is still number 1 on the table.
Even after the stunning defeat.
With 16 points. Right. That's the highest. Well, Mediama also has 16. I think it will be goal difference. That's keeping them number 1 and 2.
Right. So you say you've officially moved now from Hearts of Oak to Kerala.
The thing is
that your final answer?
I can't leave Hearts. That's the thing.
So where's Hearts on the log?
You know, Hearts is like a husband, you know? You know, you can flirt with Kerala and all the others.
Okay.
But you can't leave him.
Interesting revelations. You can flirt with other. Hearts is like your husband. Your life, Momo. Life for life. Okay. And so you can quote her when the time comes. Ayo.
Charlie, me can't say more.
What can't say more? Anyway.
That's it for the graphic.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper COVID-19 vaccine, 600,000 doses land in Ghana. First recipient of WHO COVAX consignment in Africa. I'll just take a little look at that because it talks about how we've taken delivery of that consignment and how Ghana was selected as the very first recipient after sending a rollout plan to COVAX, proving its healthcare teams and cold chain equipment were ready to support a quick distribution. And yesterday at the airport, we saw, the images there. But Mama,
yeah,
2 quick questions on my mind. And hopefully, as you discourse with the experts this morning, we can dig into some of them. You remember Dr. Bediako indicating yesterday that there's a shelf life, if you like, or a lifespan for these vaccines. It had never really hit me. Maybe from the fact that growing up, when you take polio or whatever, it is for a lifetime. When you take yellow fever, it's for a decade and all of that. So it just came in, and I asked him, look, so what's and he says, just about a year. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
So it basically means in fact, we must find a cure. And if we don't find a cure, we must continue observing all the protocols when it comes to COVID-19, because even when you get the jab, if we are not able to fully eradicate COVID-19 from our world, our country, it means even after the vaccine wears off in about a year, you are going to be at risk again.
Yeah. I think we have to also start sensitizing ourselves. My son, my 9-year-old, asked me yesterday, when he would get the jab. And I said, well, they've categorized...
That's an eager beaver.
Yeah. And they've categorized children won't take it anytime soon. I said, why? So why do we want to give it to the adults so that they don't wear masks? And
sure
they will be struggling in masks.
You older ones, we who are the...
And his thinking is that if you got it, then you would have to stop wearing the mask. His whole idea is to stop wearing the mask. And I said, listen, dude.
Sweet relief. Well,
even if you get the jab, you still have to wear the mask.
We're sorely disappointed.
And it was a long conversation because I struggled to explain why you had to still wear the mask and maintain all the other protocols, even when you get the vaccine. And then, he said, but why isn't it like medicine that you drink? Even if it's not sweet, I'll take it, but
he doesn't like injections.
So, we have a long way to go. We have to still explain things to people, even children. Yeah. We have a long way to go. Yeah, but that was actually very revealing. The fact that this is not something you take for more than a year. That's it. But I know that they are still working on a longer, a vaccine that will stay much vaccines, longer. Exactly.
Curative measures as well.
Yeah.
Let's just pray for our scientists. But the final bit, AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
It's important we have this discussion because the AstraZeneca vaccine, that is what we have currently. And the South African strain, Dr. Bediako again confirming that when you take, as far as what we've seen in South Africa is concerned, it's not very effective against the South African strain. If memory serves, according to Dr. Bediako, the AstraZeneca vaccine does a lot for you when you have severe COVID, and it's the South African strain. But when you have mild to moderate COVID, the effectiveness is just under 10%. So something we've discussed here before. Assuming by the time, we have the big batches, this is just 600,000. We're looking at about 20 million people. In the months to come, if you have all of these doses, these vaccines in the system, and you realize, well, now the South African strain is the most dominant strain. It means sebe.
We will have the South African situation.
We'll have South Africa in Ghana.
Actually.
It would be some way.
But we still have to maintain all the protocols. I think that's the way to go. Whether it's efficacy, it's 20% or 80%, you still have to wear the mask, whether or not you get the jab.
Why is the GHS, though, not telling us which strain is dominant in the country?
Well, Dr. Bediako is part of the team, isn't it? So
no, but we've never been told which strain is dominant. When you go look at the figures and all of that, we're never told which strain is dominant. And that's relevant to this conversation. We should know.
But okay, well...
Is it the original strain of COVID? Is it the UK strain? Is it the South African? Of the cases we have now, which is the most...
So it would be good to get an update, because what I remember is some weeks back, there was the revelation that in the Western region, they were recording a lot more of the UK strain. But this update is required. We have a conversation on that.
But you know how many have it exactly?
No, and I think the important question is which one is dominant, not what we are currently seeing. But if you put everything together, what's the trend? So we'll get an update on that.
Right. Who notorious gangster jailed 39 years? No legalization of Okada. Government affirms. Parties in election petition file closing addresses before Supreme Court. On the back page, Mensa saves hearts again. And now taking a closer look at the log, Karela Mediama Great Olympics, only that day. There's Aduana Stars, Dreams FC, Hearts of Oak, and Asante Kotoko. Hearts of Oak actually inching up above Asante Kotoko, but both of them with 23 points. And Mediama also silencing 11 wonders. Let's check out some more stories.
The Daily Guide newspaper, front page of the paper, cancelled 2020 results. Mahama files address National Security Raid LGBT office. Government wants legalize Okada. Jinapo proposes Salt Development Authority. 600,000 COVID-19 vaccines land in Accra. There are some sports stories on the back page. They say Partey returns to face Benfica. He hasn't been like a fit person as he's
Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
Well, he's had his problems,
now.
great problems. I mean, since his move, and you wonder what's happening.
All right, center spread. Samini Shatawale throw jabs over properties. Echo. I thought like they became friends along the line, or well, I'm not sure.
I think it's Samini who started something recently. I don't know, but I saw a post from him talking about the fact that he has whatever he has, he gets himself, rather than getting freebies of cars and all of that. Okay, so it's no longer Stoneboy and Shatta. It is Samini. I thought he was like Godfather or something. I think Samini, after, the last year and some of maybe the Nokofio he gets. Well, we're talking about him, aren't we? So if it's relevance or attention, he's got it. But here's another story of interest. And Accra Circuit Court has ordered the prosecution to comply with its order serving Lawrence Nanesiama Hansen, a.k.a. Bulldog, accused of threatening President Akufo-Addo in a video recording with disclosures. When the matter was called, Hansen informed the court that he had not been served with any witness statements or any processes. The matter has been adjourned to March 12. At the last sitting, the court ordered the prosecution to serve Bulldog with disclosures to facilitate a case management conference. Ayo. See, that's what they do. That's what they do. Prosecution, you've been asked to do something. I hope that by the 12th they will, and we will not be adjourning this matter. If you actually see that there's a case in this, you should deal with it quickly. In the meantime, I'm not sure the other people who said other things were arrested, were they? I comment my reserve. I reserve my comments.
I hear you.
I'll leave it at that.
So I'll leave the Daily Guide at that as well. That's it.
Okay, so let's do the business finder now. Agric, motivate you. That is according to Gao, I should say, and Mr. Edward Karewe, pictured there too, and he's talking about doing this to increase prospects in that sector. Samuel Abu-Jinapo promises effective regulation of small-scale mining. He's also been talking about salt and its relevance, and about Electrochem and the Adan project and all of that. He talks even about the fact that if you're going to process the steel and all of those things, you need a vibrant, a thriving salt industry to complement that, the industrialization drive. So interesting times ahead. He also says, he spoke about the president's stance on Galamsey and the fact that he is not backing down and all
I like the follow-up question on that. Are you saying there are no, there are only angels, or there are no, I think it was a negative one. Oh, it's not coming at the presidency. But, I like in terms of, he is very aware of the situation that exists on the ground? Yes, in this sector that is going, which is good. But the fact that a lot of the things that he proposes, so for instance, this Salt Development Authority, where he says, it's something that I will suggest, I will propose, but in the end, it will not be up to me. So these people will come and say very nice things. They may have their own, what they feel they can implement, but in the end, they may not, because it's not up to them. So even at the point where he was talking about, is it Ethiopia that he says their style of planting trees is something that he wanted to adopt? And then he said, oh, but if I take the proposal to cabinet and it's shut down, you know, and was it Muntaka or was Haruna who said, I don't see how planting trees, you can have hurdles with planting trees.
Is it a premeditated failure? I am
now, I just
cautious. At least this is not the Supreme Court to talk of a predetermined agenda.
I just wanted us to be aware that even though we hear them, some of them speak beautifully about the sectors that they are going, it may not translate into
let's face the facts. Some of what they are proposing are not. Some of the things that I have heard, from gender to whatever, are not realistic. They are not realistic, because you see, if you probe them carefully and you dig into them, you realize that let's face the facts. And when you come in, it's just about speaking nicely and having something to say. But the point is, you really shouldn't expect much in those things, because nothing will happen.
So it's just like you go for a job interview, isn't it? They want to see how sharp you are in that area where you're looking.
When they take you on, they'll see the level.
Once you impress the panel, that's it, isn't it?
Well.
And the rest there, that one nobody can predict.
Anyway, so that is it. But I just want to highlight this bit here. Gas subsector becoming a fiscal burden. But maybe even this one. GIPS, the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems, partners intensify education on Ghana's QR code for payment. Do you remember this bit? And even the vice president paying, for Wache or something like that, the whole talk about that. What happened? Only yesterday I was having a discussion on this with, somebody else, and we're interrogating the matter of what really happened. The Momo thing is really happening in Ghana, but the QR code thing, I don't know, it seems to have gone dormant. The relevance of the conversation is this. You notice that I don't want to mention the name of the telco, but some of them are no longer doing scratch cards. Have you noticed? So, especially on the back of COVID, this COVID situation, there are so many things we can learn from it. It would have been the best opportunity to even phase out scratch cards and all of that, and just go digital.
I don't remember the last time I bought a scratch card, because I've got mobile money.
But a lot of people are still getting scratch cards.
I can use it to buy it. So.
And the telcos can save on even producing the scratch cards, and we can save ourselves from, because now COVID,
it will take a while. It will take a while. I mean, how many of us go to the bank physically these days? Small.
Even at the ATM,
it's not being used as before. Yeah, but there are still people who can do the transaction using the ATM who will still go to the bank.
Me too. Anyway, so that's a wrap for the Business Finder.
Let's do the Business and Financial Times, my last newspaper. Banks must keep to brand promise, not just profits. That's CIB, calls for constant innovation to stay ahead of times. The vaccines are here. March 2 is commencement day. Regions, get ready. Revenue from international trade exceed targets by 176% in quarter 3 of 2020, but the other revenue stream keep dwindling. There are some other headlines, but let's do the back page. Sweating while working out is not fat burning. That's according to Vodafone Healthline. On the latest episode, they debunked their assertion that sweating while working out is fat burning.
Okay. Yay!
But is that what I thought? I don't think that was my view. I just know that when I'm working out and I'm sweating, it means I'm doing something good. Like, I'm...
Once your body is active and your metabolism or whatever is kicking in, and at least me, when I use my tracker, I'm able to see that I'm losing calories and the rest. So yeah, the more you sweat, I guess, the more things are happening. I don't know whether you are necessarily
burning fats.
But when you do work out, you burn fat. That is true.
You have to do the right workouts that will lead to that. It's not every kind of workout. No matter what
workout you're doing, you will burn some...
Would you?
Measure of fat. It's just that it won't be... You see, the body is such that... Sometimes people think, let's say, you want to burn fat around your stomach. it won't, there may be targeted exercises, but it depends on working out generally over time. It will affect that part of the body.
Because what I do know is
Targeting it
that
usually doesn't work.
sometimes you're doing something, but you're actually working on cardio. That's all you're doing. Yeah,
So your heart and all of that.
yeah, which is also a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, but if you want to lose in specific areas, you've got a target.
One of the most difficult things to lose is fat,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
Gaining muscle might be more easier. To lose fat.
And when you're starting, it's also very painful, but it gets better and it gets exciting. Yeah.
I just want to do this final bit from the Daily Dispatch. All the other stories have been already mentioned, but views of Kufuor Mills, Mahama and Akufo-Addo on homosexuality. That's on page 11. I'll just quote a few of them. John Ejekum Kufuor, in 2019, during the meeting of members of the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values, he urged the world to fight against same-sex marriages. He stated that no amount or argument could change the fact that without man and woman, there would be no human race. Ghanaian Times reporting. John Evans Atta Mills, his was an emphatic no statement. John Dramani Mahama, he had similar statements to Atta Mills. Speaking through his information minister at the time, Mahama Yariga, the former president, indicated that the act is criminal and punishable under the laws of Ghana. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and they cite the Al Jazeera Gulf News channel and what he said. At the moment, I don't feel and I don't see that in Ghana there's that strong current of opinion that is saying that this is something that we need even deal with. It is not so far a matter which is on the agenda. I don't believe that in Ghana so far a sufficiently strong coalition has emerged which is having that impact of public opinion that will say change it. Let's then have a new paradigm in Ghana. So you look at them and decide where exactly we are. That's it for me.
Okay. Shall we do my jawline?
We shall.
Okay. Guess who's getting the first jab? Guess. Take a wild guess.
Oh,
Take a wild guess, lah.
is it Mr. President?
It is Mr. President.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that's the story.
Okay.
Akufo-Addo to receive first COVID-19 jab. And this is according to the story, the president's advisor on health, Dr. Nsiah-Asare, says that it is to assure all Ghanaians that the vaccines are safe. And that, reactions such as headache, dizziness, are all normal reactions to vaccines. So we'll see. I guess we're yet to get to know if it will be done publicly, as in real time. So.
But we do know some public officials will do it publicly, according to the information minister designate. We look forward to that.
So we'll try and see if we can get an update in terms of if it's going to happen real time. There are other stories. Ben, you're in your glasses. You can help.
Investigate Frontier's COVID-19 testing contract at KIA. Vitus Azim saying that that's something we've been discussing, Mamavi. Then police raid and close down Ashongman office of LGBTQ plus group. The owner of the facility, very interesting developments with him. A-plus corruption allegations against me were unfounded. Samuel Jinapo saying that robber ex-convict jailed 39 years for robbery and rape. That's a story actually captured by the Ghanaian Times as well today. Railways is a viable sector that comes with many advantages. Ameu saying that work begins on New Cath Maternity and Children's Block as demolition plans get underway. This one just broke my heart, this Cath story.
So, when I was home yesterday, I was thinking...
How much was it? So 100 and what million euros?
So we didn't have money to finish it, right? But now we have money to pull it down and start a new one.
Yeah. And this would be what, the second or third time?
The second.
Right.
Second pulling down.
Okay. This country. Well, it's a wrap. We'll bring you sports next.
Is it? Is it a wrap? Okay, all right. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Or you want to do the sports?
Our things are. Do I want to do sports? Yeah. No, I don't have.
Maybe we can start it from right here.
I don't have the FIFA license to do sports, so I'm going to skip that.
I would have had you.
But there's something that Abu Jinapo said yesterday that also got me thinking a bit. All the things that we hear, some of the things that we hear that they asked him about. For instance, there was a thing, something that was said, apparently, to the effect that, so there was a Durbar, okay, and former President Mahama was, went there, and he didn't rise, as a form of respect. And then there was also an allegation of him fighting someone. And then he said that, like, all those things aren't true. you know, he started with some of the reports that you read. They sound very convincing, but they're not true. You know, and he said that when I see him, I don't even rise, I bow, because that's tradition. You know, I was just thinking that.
And it's interesting, even Mahama, when he also encounters the current president, do you see the posturing? Did you see what happened at Rawlings's funeral? I think it's just respectful. And I
think that sometimes people may not react to everything that we hear in the papers or in the news, but sometimes they simply aren't true. You know? Yeah. Okay. So see what you hear.
We'll bring you something that is true. The sports. That's up next. Tuesday.